Hey Taurus, how y'all doing? Welcome. We are going to be taking a look at your August through September, your Lammas through Mabon seasonal reading here. So, about your meditation, really, really nice. Really packed with symbolism, I would say. So I saw a cherry tree on which the cherries were like so ripe they were almost past pick well, not almost, they were past picking, but they were growing so big as I watched them that they almost became like the size of like a good apricot. So I saw this cherry tree that was just incredibly ripe, bursting, it really felt like. And then the scene changed from daytime to, I saw like a full moon rise. And I'm in this garden, this cherry tree at night. And then I hear the opening chords to Rhiannon. I hear Stevie Nicks coming in there, um, which is really, really interesting. And then I saw the words practical magic. So there's a lot, a lot in this. So let's get right into it. So when I pulled your cards, it felt like there's just a lot of compliments going on in terms of like the symbolism that's in your meditation. So the first thing that I want to say to you is, oh, you're an earth sign. That's where your magic lies for this season. Truly, truly, truly. The more that you are able to really harness your superpowers as an earth sign, the better. I saw that imagery of the garden, of the cherry tree, of the earth. When I think of Stevie Nicks and what she represents and practical magic, it's really about using all of the tools at your disposal, both the ones that you have internally within you, within your spirit, within your mind, within your heart, and the ones around you in terms of your community, the people that you know, your skill set, in order to craft a life and an experience that works for you in the best way, right? So it feels like there's a difference between, I feel like Spirit is calling your attention to times where you may have felt like, oh, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just going with the flow, which is that's a great mindset to have most of the time. But I feel like for you during this season, that they're asking you to tailor that mindset and go, okay, what if it's not go with the flow as much as it is, I'm going to plant seeds and watch them grow. So a little less flow, a little more grow, is what I'm feeling here for you, Taurus. Again, it's that feeling of everything that you need is in the garden, right? Everything that you need to sleep well, to deal with inflammation, to make your house smell good, to clean your house. That's what I'm getting. That's what the practical magic feels like. And even if you don't have a literal garden, I feel like that is representative of you really do have everything and everyone that you need at your disposal during this time period. And the more that you can be a super crafty, earth magic person, the more you're going to, get out of this time in terms of bounty, in terms of receipts, that cherry tree just being incredibly ripe looking. So, as your animal, you have the wolf coming in here, which is just like, hello, so perfect earth energy for you. Now, this typically I associate with Capricorn energy, which is really perfect because Capricorn energy is very much about planting the seeds and then, giving them sunshine, giving them water, giving them attention, and watching them grow and knowing exactly when to harvest them. And I feel like that is coming through for you as well, especially because we're looking at Lammas in a Maven season where Lammas is all about the ripeness. It's all about the harvest. It's all about giving thanks and gratitude. It's a very Queen of Pentacles energy, right? Which you know all about being a Taurus. So it's that aspect of, the more that I'm grateful for what I already have, the more that I'll manifest to be grateful for. That's that kind of magical garden, practical magic lifestyle that we're tapping into here. Now with wolf as an animal medicine, it also represents you, Taurus energy, the Hierophant, right? So I love this for you because there's an aspect of the pack, of your community, of your family, of your chosen family, that is coming through with wolf energy, but it's also largely about instinct, about being so finely tuned into what is right and the next thing to do and when to do it, especially about timing here, that it just feels like this is going to be working very much with you and is very much going to be on your side. So I feel like we can take this a little bit literally. You might not have any wolves, actual wolves in the back garden, but I feel like look out for wolf imagery. You could even go a step further as to welcome this animal energy to work with you in a practical way. During this time period, put a picture of a wolf on the background on your phone. Donate to the Wolf Conservation Fund. To do something to bring that energy closer to you. And I feel like you're going to feel that energy and that essence so much, because wolf energy is also, there's an aspect of the lone wolf, right? Which is about understanding that only you have the front row best seat access to what you instinctively feel is right at any given time. And sometimes when you're in that position, it is up to you to make the best decisions and choices around timing and strategy for those you're responsible for, but also those who are affected by your decisions. So it just feels, especially those who are like a head of a family or have people working underneath them or have children that rely on them. I just got shivers. That feels incredibly important, where these people are looking to you or relying on you. And it's really important for you to stay connected to your instinct, but in a grounded and purposeful way. Again, I keep hearing it, a little less flow and a little more grow. Grow feels more intentional than flow in this context. In this context. So you are coming through. You got 2 for 1 here. It's really fascinating. You got a major arcana here in the form of the world key, but you also got it with the 7 of swords, which is really interesting. Look at that fox with that wolf energy. I love it, right? So 7 of swords traditionally speaks to the ways in which we get in our own way, right? The ways in which we self-sabotage ourselves, our situation. It's about these old patterns, these karmic trench patterns, these ways of thinking and these belief systems that work against what we truly want and why we're truly here. So it's about opening that one eye and going, oh, let me be willing to look. Is my behavior reflective of my goals? Are they complementing my goals? How am I acting outside of my own best interest? Are the stories that I tell myself coming from a place of soul-based truth? Or is it something that I've learned from past trauma or family patterns, generational trauma that I can let go of now? Can I let go of it, right? And I feel like that's where you're coming in with the world as well. I really feel like this is about accomplishment, achievement, closing of cycles. And I feel like this is really speaking to, with this Hierophant energy shining down here, where you're really in this position to change things up for the better. Now, I'm getting the image again of a garden and someone going in and taking out the weeds. 'Cause if you don't take out the weeds, those plants are not going to grow to their best capabilities, right? That's going to affect the harvest. That's going to affect what it produces for you. Whew, I have a lot of shivers around this. It really feels like for you, this is very much about doing this within for yourself, but I also feel like it has to do with your family patterns. This could even be for a group of you, just as an example. Let's say that your family has some story, some script that it's carried on through the generations. Maybe it's that, for example, we just have bad luck. Oh, our family's cursed. We just have bad luck. We have bad luck with money. We have bad luck with love, whatever. It's so funny. I'm seeing the Practical Magic movie, which I live for. But there's a story in that. It's also based on books, which am equally obsessed with, by Alice Hoffman. But there's a story in that where the family is cursed in love. And there's this idea of, our curse is real, or are they only real because we believe in them and our belief makes them true? You're really being asked to look at that, even within a family structure. It's like, what if we rescript this and say, we're not cursed, we're not unlucky in love, we're not bad with money, we don't die young, whatever that is. It's just, that's been the story, and let's invite a new one. I really feel like you're doing this with and for yourself, looking at your own habits and how you move in the world and how your actions line up with what you're manifesting. And what within you, 7 of Swords, could be acting as a block, that shadow work, to what you want to manifest, what you deserve to manifest, right? Are your beliefs helping or hindering where you want to be and where you want to go? And actually, most importantly, how you want to feel. Weed out that garden, my friends. So in your place of challenge, you've got the 6 of Cups, which is really interesting with the tree with the roots here, grow, right? So Six of Cups traditionally is about memory, past nostalgia, but I do feel like in this position, also childhood when children, because it's in the place of challenges, when this is in the reverse position, this really speaks of when we're remembering the past in a worse or better light than it actually occurred, which keeps us from having any objectivity around it and gaining any sort of healing from it. So really Sherlock Holmes yourself, or Miss Marple, whoever works for yourself, and really investigate how you're feeling about things and how your stories and your memories in the past could be affecting your present and thus your future. It feels like this is very much seed in a relationship. I do feel like for a group of y'all, there could be a relationship that has kind of floated by on a status quo way where it's like, well, we think differently, but we get along to go along. We go along to get along. But it's like there's something in you that's going, oh, maybe that going along to get along is affecting me outside of that attitude, right? Maybe it's something I need to look at and investigate and either clear the weeds from that garden by bringing out into the light and discussing some things from the past with this person or with the situation or about a situation, or maybe I just need to let it grow over and walk away and spend less time trying to cultivate something that isn't mine to cultivate. There's something to do with the past. It feels like a relationship or something that is informing you that wants to be cleansed. Okay. Now, your advice, especially those of you who give more than you receive. I just heard that. The big givers. If you give more than you receive in any relationship or aspect of your life, that is particularly coming up for you. Because in a wolf pack, everybody has to pull their own weight. Okay. Four of Swords is your advice. Now, I love this so much. Now, this is about rest, quiet, contemplation. See that third eye all activated with that baby lamb there? Lamb is such a beautiful symbol. It's Page of Cups energy within the Four of Swords of just that sweet innocence, that childhood, spirit of living in the moment and loving like you've never been hurt before and approaching the world from a place of curiosity over fear, right? Fear closes doors, curiosity opens them. So the fact that this is your advice right now is saying embrace that curiosity from a place of stillness when you're looking at what in your life or your relationships wants to be transformed for the better. And do it from a place of love and non-judgment and acceptance, right? I know I'm rattling these off and it's like, oh, you make it sound so easy. But sometimes it's just about setting that intention and then allowing yourself to stay connected to that instinct and your intuitive self and take that divinely inspired action as you feel it, right? You know how to do this. Even if you don't know, quote, you do know how to do this. And there's a lot of methods that you can take, but the number one that I would suggest is meditation, right? That's the key, that's the way, that's the light. I'm telling you, that is the medicine. So in your place of victory, I love this here. This is Mother of Wands, Queen of Wands. This speaks of coming from a place of deep-seated confidence. She is the mother archetype. She is head of the home and hearth, but she's also creative soul. She thinks about creative solutions to problems. She's always within perfect timing because she knows what to say yes to, what to say no to. She really is a master in that way. But when this comes up in your place of victory, you are just feeling at your most confident and you're most able. And I feel like there's a certain confidence that is allowing you to say no or deliver news, both either to someone else or even for yourself, allowing yourself to have a realization that may not go down as a popular opinion. But it's almost as if you're coming into a place where you're not as afraid to hurt people's feelings, or you're not as afraid to rock the boat because you realize that when you're coming from your authentic truth, if other people have an issue with it or it feels uncomfortable, that's golden information for you. And it says more about them than it does about you. If you were to stand in the full body of your truth, ask for what you need, ask for what you deserve, put some boundaries down. Well, what's that saying? The only people who have an issue with you setting boundaries are the ones that seek from you having none or benefit from you having none, right? There's something about that. But I also feel like with the Seven of Swords, this is related to you as well, right? There's just some old stuff, and it feels like just something emotionally based that is affecting you coming into your full Queen of Wands, because I feel like but you're gonna get there. I feel like these eggs are really new things that you're manifesting in that garden, those cherries that are super ripe, like the size of apricots, right? But I feel like there's also a creative mission, a reason that you're here that's tied to your soul purpose. That's true for everybody, but Wands were the realm of the soul. and why we're here. The wands are all about our soul purpose. So I feel like this is also asking you, doing some of this maintenance and looking at what you might be afraid of and approaching it from a place of curiosity instead of fear and acceptance over judgment is going to allow you to align with and get the confidence to really take some big steps and plant the seeds towards your soul purpose in whatever way that is, whether it's a business you're thinking about doing, a hobby that you want to turn into something bigger, even how you spend your time. Like maybe it's like, I'm doing too much for other people, I need to do this for me. Or maybe it's about taking care of yourself and your physical vessel in a newly realized way, right? Something about this for you. But this is an invitation to step more fully into your power. And I love that. I always love that. So for your Lammas Oracle here, which is the month of August going into September, we have garden tools. Hello. You must summon the courage and strength to acquire the resources you need. Remember when I said that you have all the tools at your disposal to live the life that you deserve and that you desire, and that it was really about looking at everything around you and going, oh, I can use this for this, I can use this for that, I can talk to them and get their help with this. You are not an island. I feel like you have everything that you need within and around you. It's just about thinking creatively and looking at stuff and going, okay, what can I set in motion here, right? How can I be more intentional and less flow and allowing things to just happen to me, and more grow? Let me be intentional about the seeds that I'm sowing, and then even more intentional about how I'm nurturing them into their fully formed versions, right? It's beautiful. Fire cider. I love this one. So this is your Mabon key, which is the autumnal equinox, right? So dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. Dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. Now, what's really interesting about this is that 1 + 6 is 7, right? Which is mirroring the 7 of swords here. And then 2 + 3 is 5, which is the number of change. Also, the Hierophant is the 5th key in the major arcana. You have these odd numbers of change happening here. You have a couple of evens as well, but it really feels like that's the key here, is that change is on the docket. Dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. Again, I feel like this is cooking up that concoction for yourself. There's really clearing those actions or beliefs that are not in alignment with your true spirit, with your soul-centered purpose, and what is actually going to make you happy in this lifetime, and a fully round, like a full picture context, right? Now your outcome here is really, really beautiful. So we have Queen of Water, which is Queen of Cups. This is really stunning. I love this like hummingbird energy here. So Queen of Cups, it's interesting. So we're talking about this grow instead of flow, but I love this mermaid imagery and the pearls and the waves and like the big fish here with the roses, because Queen of Cups, when she's in alignment, right? She understands that the most important thing in life is your heart space, right? Your emotions, your emotional relationships, and how your intuition informs the choices that you make. But I feel like for you, by moving through this time period from a very earth-based intentional place, it actually shifts you into this beautiful place where you are able to be in this flow state and actually fill your own cup and learn how to fill your own cup so that you can share it with others. I do feel like there's an editing it's going to come on here, but I feel like it's highly positive. You're going to edit things within you that aren't working. You're going to edit things in your circumstance, the way that you go about things, your habits that are going to just give you a very affluent garden of choices, of experience, of perception as well, right? Because Queen of Pentacles energy is very much about, she's not rich because she has a lot of gold. She's rich because everywhere she looks, she sees gold. So it's her wealth is her perspective. And that feels like that's the key for you as well, and how you have the opportunity to come out of this time as that Queen of Pentacles energy married with the Queen of Cups flow and intuitive life, and feeling very connected to your heart space and feeling really satisfied and healthy in your relationship with yourself, which he also represents, but in your relationship with your purpose, your work, your family, all of the above. It's really beautiful, Taurus. It feels very medicinal. But I also want to remind you to call that wolf energy to you. That's going to be a very important and medicinal totem. But also, regardless of where you live, if you have a garden, if you live in a high rise, it doesn't really matter. Really take some time to walk in nature and really notice things around you and really observe how everything seems to work in alignment and tandem in the natural space. Think about your ancestors, whoever they might have been, right? How did they get along? How did they make work with what they had, right? They worked it out with a lot less than we have today, depending on how far back you go. So just think about your connection to the earth as an earth sign, and then think about how you in your life can maybe simplify things, right? Getting back to basics, I'm hearing. It's really, really beautiful. And again, that song, Rhiannon, with Stevie Nicks, I feel like is also calling you to really embrace that practical magic. And perhaps you'll find that what you're really looking for and what you need most of all is a lot closer to home than you would have thought. It's really, really beautiful, Taurus. So, with that being said, um, I'm so happy, so happy to be here with you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Please give me a comment. Give me a comment below. I love reading your comments. Hit that like button, subscribe, all of the things. Um, I just appreciate you guys being here so much, but especially interacting with me. I love talking to you guys in the comments section. And with that being said, yeah, just thank you so much. And most of all, and as always, my beautiful, beautiful Taurians, thank you for being you and be well. Until next time.